do a random ramble on the fucking chicken butty of subject?
Oh, I don't know, Baldwin. Like a podcast.
Kind of.
That's the thing. What fucking subjects do we have to talk about? I mean, we
Resident
can talk about
Evil.
all the experiences we have with Resident Evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me turn up my mic a bit. Well, I'll see if I can turn it up.
Right. Need to do an intro.
Is that better?
Sure.
Alright, cool, that's fine.
We need an intro.
Let me, okay, your mum is gay. Lol.
That's a great intro. Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, good intro. Good intro.
We also, we need
Yeah.
that was a great fucking intro, but we need a yeah.
I agree, man.
We need a title for the podcast.
Sniffing dildos on the daily, I don't know. Sniffing dildos on the daily.
I don't know.
Sniffing dildos on the daily.
Sniffing dildos on the daily, episode 1.
Fucking hell.
Dash the podcast.
Like, honestly.
Dash the podcast. Yeah.
Dash the podcast.
Yeah.
Gotta get the podcast in there. Mate. Nope.
Let's talk about yeah. Let's talk about Resident Evil.
Alright.
I don't even
which
know
one?
when it the new one. I don't even know when it's coming out. Hold on, I'll check. But I really don't like the look of it.
Yeah, it looks a bit too copy of PT. I feel like that came out, that got everyone kind of crazy over it, and then they kind of just stole it, and it was kind of just like, you didn't really need to try and get on the hype train that much to the point where you look like you're completely plagiarizing the product, but
Yeah. Also, it's nothing like the kind of OG Resident Evil.
yeah, they're really taken away from the roots of what made Resident Evil great, and that was fucking.
It's like
I'm allowed to swear. This isn't monetized, right?
right.
Oh, no. But like, it's just disappointing, really. It was very disappointing to look at. I was disappointed with how they've taken it, where they've taken it. Sorry.
Yeah. It's gonna release on January 24th, 2017.
Oh, it's quite near actually.
Yeah. Need to get that Twitter hashtag going. Hashtag.
Yeah, make Resident Evil great again, and by that I make it shit again. Make it shit again. Sorry, make Resident Evil shit again. Which made it great. Which is
because it was really funny, and
it was hilarious. Like the fact that it was just so unpolished and bloody hilarious.
Yeah. All the memes. The good times.
Like Resident Evil 5, was it 5? Yeah, Resident Evil 5. That was kind of more serious, and honestly it was kind of hard to like that game. I mean, like, when you look back on it, like, it had a lot of good memories because it was quite nostalgic because it came out when we were younger. But it wasn't as good as Resident Evil 6. That was hilarious, even though it was awful.
Resident Evil 6 is like a masterpiece.
It is an absolute masterpiece. It's just so awful it's good. And there needs to be more games like that, because I feel like people need to stop taking games so seriously all the time. Like, everything has to be worked down to the absolute, like, it needs to go down to the absolute detail, otherwise it's not good for half of the gamers out there right now. Honestly, Resident Evil 6 was so shit, it was good, and I love it.
Yeah. Resident Evil 5, it was a little more polished, and that's that may seem like a good thing, but it really
But
wasn't.
it just took itself too seriously, is what like I wanted more stupidness from it. Like there wasn't 6. Like when you were on the train and like you just jumped off into the water and it was completely fine.
Yeah.
No connotations for it, and it was just absolutely fine. But I suppose there was the stupid things like the fucking big forehead man. I forgot him. What's his name? Big forehead man. Irvin.
Yeah. The cute little baby.
The cute little baby. Yeah. He was when you're on the boat and he's chasing you and you've got to use rocket turrets. That was fun because it was crazy. Absolute mental bananas. It was crazy. I loved it.
Yeah. Also from Resident Evil, I was expecting more horror, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, so was I. I mean, when you
That's
first
very
got into
scary.
it, it was kind of a bit. Yeah, it wasn't. When you first got into it, it kind of felt a bit scary, but then you kind of it wore off on you quickly because the enemies weren't really that scary, were they? They weren't as
Apart from
scary as they could have been.
apart from the massive guy with the fucking with the bag head.
Oh, the chainsaw dudes. Yeah, and the baguettes. Yeah.
And the massive guy with the the big sword type thing.
Oh
you were-
yeah.
You were in like that
Executioner
one
dude,
building, and then like all the like zombies was pouring in. You were like, oh no, I think a little bit of poo came out, and you're like, oh no, what am I gonna do and stuff. And that's really good. It was scary. It was
Yeah,
nice.
I feel like they should have kept a bit more confined spaces, except don't make the confined spaces limited to bosses, because when we were playing against the Nemesis and it took us a good like 3 hours to beat that boss, that was awful. Such an absolutely awful like boss battle, like how you had to freeze him and then those 3 little meatloafs came out, or whatever we used to call them.
The souffle.
Souffles, yeah. The souffles. And then they would come out, and then you had to get all 3 of them in like 0.5 nanoseconds. It was awful. But that's Resident Evil 5. There wasn't anything like that in Resident Evil 6. Did we get stuck in Resident Evil 6 at any point?
No, it was really easy. It was a really easy
Yeah,
game.
it was really free flowing. It was very free flowing. Except, no, there was a point where we got stuck. It was at the end of Resident Evil 6 in the Chris campaign. There was all those platforms that you needed to like change around and stuff like that. We got stuck on that part, but that was just awful level design, honestly. As you had to jump it at the right time, otherwise you'd miss and die. That was frustrating, but
Yeah.
it was good. But there were a couple of times where it got kind of scary and kind of nerve-wracking. Was the ones that they regenerate a lot. You know those ones.
Yeah.
They were like one-shot kills. And if they got on you.
The only scary part in the game for me was the Leon campaign. The Chris campaign was just like, it was just a
Very
COD
military.
wannabe kind of, you know.
Yeah, it was a bit too military for me.
And
Except
then
there was the point with the invisible snake. I enjoyed that. That was cool.
that one, yeah, it was good because you didn't know like
I don't
where
really-
it was. Spook factor.
Yeah, but I don't really get how that was a BOW, I believe they were called. Yeah, I don't really get how that. It's just a big snake. A Tanaboa.
It's
Those ancient snakes.
Tetanaboa, yeah.
Yeah, Titanoboa. Literally, they just nicked that. They were like, ooh, it's like making a lion up that BOW. It's not clever, but I mean, it was cool how it went invisible though. That was kind of spooky.
Yeah. The Jake and Shelly campaign was.
Chili.
It was pretty
Yeah.
annoying, if anything. The snow mission was just.
Oh yeah,
Cancer.
I agree. How like you had to go around this massive map, not knowing where you were going, having this really awful mini map, and then there was that snow part, the ice part, where you'd get hit once and you had to go all the way back down because you just couldn't stop sliding. That was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All the first time.
Friendly drone support is active.
Well, did you play any of the other Resident Evil games?
No. There's like an episode one, isn't there? But I forgot what it was called. Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 came out, but I didn't really take any interest in that because, you know, it's not co-op.
It wasn't co-op. Yeah. It was also a bit more. It was meant to be a bit more scary. Well, I suppose the reason why it wasn't really scary is because we're both kind of like not easily scared. Well, I mean, you are when you were playing fucking Dying Light and you thought that game was scary.
It is,
but, like,
it's really spooky.
No, it isn't. It's just, it's kind of easy to make jokes about scary moments.
Yeah, you can just laugh it off and it becomes really stupid and not scary.
See, that's why I feel like maybe if Alien Isolation was co-op, that game would be so much higher on my list of best scary games. Like, honestly, it would be so much more fun. Because one of the main downfalls of Alien Isolation was the fact that you had to backtrack a lot. But if you had someone with you to backtrack with, then you'd be able to kind of like, it'd just be a bit more eventful, you know?
Yeah.